Fly out of Dulles. Final Tonight Show airs right here, right after our broadcast. Conan O'Brien is the man set to replace Jay on Monday night. We'll have a closer look at Conan off the set, and we'll report on how some local card 20-year-old. Still to come tonight, we're counting down to Jay's Final Tonight Show. We're learning more about his successor as well.
I found that the good stuff, meaning the stuff that worked when you were 3, tends to work when you're 43.
Conan O'Brien talks about comedy and reports that he felt upstaged by Jay's move to primetime. Fairfax County has filed. After a 17-year run, Jay Leno received a long standing ovation during his final taping of The Tonight Show tonight. Dozens of fans lined up for hours to see the broadcast. Leno won't be out of work for long, though. He'll host a similar show in the fall at 10 p.m. on NBC. His final guest is Tonight Show's next host, Conan O'Brien. O'Brien takes over on Monday. Recently, he was here at NBC4 to talk about leaving late night and his goals in the new time slot. Craig Melvin has our report.
Veronica, hi. Conan O'Brien here.
When Conan stopped by recently, he did a little weather.
This is 51 degrees. 51 degrees. What a change. This is our warmest since January 5th.
Hey, Steve, why don't you wave to him out the window?
Played with our chopper.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Steve. This is Conan O'Brien. 10-4 easy.
Posed for pictures, then offered a suggestion for D.C.
More monuments.
More monuments.
Yeah, you need more of them. You need more statues. You need more big white buildings.
The towering Irish funny man starts his new stint as host of The Tonight Show Monday. For fans who've come to love him over the past 15 years, Conan says they'll be just as pleased with his new gig.
I don't want to overthink too much.
Sure.
Well, now I'm going to change my personality. Now I'm going to edit myself at 11:30. I think that would be a mistake.
So, he's not scrapping the format that's made late night #1. He'll be keeping it simple, very simple.
I found that some of the stuff that people like the most about my monologue is they'll like the jokes, or they'll like some of the stuff that we show, but literally I'll walk off camera sometimes and then I'll peek back in again, and an audience of pretty sophisticated 30-year-olds thinks that's really funny. You're playing peekaboo. I found that the good stuff, meaning the stuff that worked when you were 3, tends to work when you're 43.
What does that say about your audience?
They're not good people. They're not smart.
A few months after Conan takes the reins of late night, his longtime lead-in, Jay Leno, will launch a primetime show.
It was a bit of news, I think, to everybody that was going to be a 5-night-a-week show.
Right.
I thought he was going to do sort of like an Angela Lansbury mystery show. That didn't work out, apparently. They never solved the mystery.
Conan admits he'd heard and read media reports claiming he was miffed by the new arrangement.
To me, it didn't really change anything. I thought about it for about 40 seconds, and then I thought, wait a minute, I'm still hosting The Tonight Show. That's the show that Johnny Carson hosted that I watched with my dad, and everyone said, that's right, and I said, then I'm good.
Craig Melvin, News 4.
In about 18 minutes.
That's
right.
right.
The last one. What out there today, boy?
It's an exciting time here at NBC. Tonight, Conan O'Brien debuts as the new host of The Tonight Show. Gina Kim is at Conan's new studio in Universal City. Gina?
Hi there, Sue. You know, there was so much anticipation going into tonight, and somewhere Conan O'Brien is breathing a big sigh of relief because he just wrapped up his debut performance a little earlier tonight here at his new set at Universal Studio. And if audience reaction was any indication, he did manage to fill those big shoes.
Yeah, I have to admit.
And so begins a new chapter in The Tonight Show's 55-year history. The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien kicks off with a conologue, what he calls his monologue, and the new host poking fun at his relocation to the West Coast.
A lot of people have been asking me, will your show be any different now that you've moved to Los Angeles? Yeah. And I told them, no, mi programa no va a cambiar porque estoy.
The debut comes after 4 months of anticipation, preparation, and the building of a new multi-million-dollar set a few miles away from Jay Leno's Burbank studio. Fans came out from across the country to witness what could be the start of another decades-long run for the show's 5th host.
And I was thoroughly impressed. I thought it was fantastic.
I love it. I mean, Conan's hilarious.
It was just really funny, and, you know, he just had some good things to say. So his skits were really funny, you know. It's nice to see him in L.A.
As the first and longest-running late-night show in television history, The Tonight Show has always been #1 in its time slot.
I'll hear people here at the show say, hi, this is so-and-so from The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien, and we need 35 donuts. And it takes a while to get used to it.
Even as he cracked jokes about the new job, he was serious about one thing. He's got to make them laugh.
Okay, nothing's really changed. My job is to make a funny hour of television.
I think Conan is a savvy enough guy that knows that the audience at 11:30 is not quite as young and maybe a little bit more down the middle.
He'll be keeping some of what worked from his old show, but he says you can expect a whole new Conan in the new time slot. Here's a little hint about some funny moments to watch out for tonight. Will Ferrell's outrageous entry and Conan trying to blend in with his new neighbors here in Los Angeles. At Universal Studios, Gina Kim, News 4, New York.
Coming up, Conan tells Kat Greenleaf what he misses about New York. So we sent her on a mission to help him. Wait until you see what she planned.
And once again, you can watch the show's premiere in about 23 minutes. Conan's guests will be Will Ferrell and Pearl Jam.
Also coming up, Trip
from our area who saved...
You know, as we've been reporting, in about 15 minutes, Conan O'Brien takes the stage as the host of The Tonight Show. And there's been a great deal of excitement around NBC. But for Conan, the transition from 30 Rock here in New York to the studio in beautiful downtown Burbank has been major.
So, our own Kat Greenleaf sat down with the man to find out one of his greatest challenges, what he misses, and she came up with a solution.
A bicycle completely encased in snow. That's some Chinese food that will not be delivered this evening.
What is the biggest difference that you can tell so far between life here in New York and in LA?
Chinese food, not as good out here. If we can get a guy on a bicycle to bring me Shun Li in Manhattan, ride it 3,000 miles across the Grand Tetons, I think that's a great idea.
Do you know this is Conan O'Brien's favorite Chinese restaurant?
Correct.
He would like an order to go.
That's wonderful. Just tell us what you want.
I like the Chando chicken, please, and fried rice, no mushrooms.
You have a bicycle for me?
Yes, of course.
Can we go get it?
Yeah, right away.
1, 2, 3.
Conan O'Brien.
Great, excellent. How much would you charge Conan O'Brien to drive this takeout order to Burbank right now?
$30.
$30?
I haven't the foggiest. Probably about $3,000 or $4,000.
God, the things we do for fellow NBC employees. California, here we come, right back where we started from.
Could we do it like a little later? I could just get somebody to take care of the dog at home.
You're wavering.
I'm not wavering.
I'm gonna have to get it to Conan myself. I'm not above this. California, here we come, right back where...
Just send it right out, and I'm not going to pay you.
You're not going to pay me? Then this interview's over. California, here we come, right back where we...
Oh, I thought we were going to take her for the whole ride.
No, she's in Michigan right now is what we hear.
You're excited, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
We're excited for the debut.
All right, coming up, Tempting Fate. Sorry, Bruce, I upcut you like that. You know, Conan's on tonight for the first time on The Tonight Show.
Absolutely.
Let's see what's cooking.
Hey, Sue and David. Right after the news, we have Will Ferrell and musical guest Pearl Jam. It's the best Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien yet.
And here on 4 New York.
And that does it for News for New York at 11.
You've got to stay up for the premiere of the new Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien. It's next. Good night.